Good morning, girls. Today we are going to see introduction to e-business. Okay. So what is before we could see what is e-business, we should know what is e-commerce and what are the link between e-commerce and e-business. So from the earlier stages, only e-commerce was existing, and from e-commerce only this e-business came into existence. Okay. So before we could study what is e-commerce, we should know what is commerce. So those who studied in your higher secondary, you will know what is commerce, or those who have not studied also no problem, I will tell you. So commerce is nothing but buying and selling of goods over the buying and selling of goods. Okay. So this buying and selling of goods, not only products, it may be a services also. So in earlier days, it was only a traditional commerce. So through traditional commerce, they were buying and selling goods person to person and going to different places and selling their goods. Okay. So what are the drawbacks when you have a traditional commerce? So this traditional commerce has lot of drawbacks. So the person has to travel all over the world and they go to every corner, nook and corner of villages and cities to meet people to sell their products. So it was more expensive and it was more complicated. So to avoid that, the new concept e-commerce came into existence. So e-commerce is nothing but doing our trading over the internet. Okay. So the definition for e-commerce or electronic commerce is the process of buying, selling, transferring or exchanging products, services and other informations via electronic networks and computers. Okay. So transferring of informations, selling of goods and services. Okay. It needs a network and a computer. Computer is not only the system we are using, it can be any electronic devices. So now you are very much well versed. So how we can buy things through our mobile. So mobile is the main electronic device nowadays we are using to do e-commerce. Okay. So for e-commerce, we need three things. That is, we need a network, we need an electronic device, and we need a website through which we are going to buy or sell things. Okay. So this e-commerce was developed by Michael Ulrich in 1979. Okay, in 1979. Okay, he was the person first developed this concept. Okay, but in earlier days, computers were very big in size. So they kept the computer in a room. Okay, there every part of the computer was very large in size. So you would have studied in your smaller classes what ENIAC, UNIVAC and different types of computers. The early computers occupied a bigger room. Okay, all those things. So computers were not affordable to be bought by all the people. Okay, so only few people had computers. So e-commerce was cannot be reached to all the people in those days. So to avoid that, to make this e-commerce more popular among people, okay, in 1994, okay, Bill Gates and Stephen, these both people developed many desktop computers and laptops to make computers available to people. So nowadays you can see most of the houses have computer. Okay. So after this only, after 1994 only, e-commerce became a boom to the society. Okay. So many people started to know what is e-commerce. Okay. In earlier days, they bought goods through the computer, but the payment was sent through check only. After 2000s only, the electronic payments will be introduced. Okay, so electronic payments will be introduced through credit cards. Just they can put the credit card number and they can pay the amount for the goods they have bought. Okay, so this is the basic history of this e-commerce. Next one. So the definition of commerce is exchange of goods and services for money consists of. So it involves three types of people: buyers, sellers and producers. Okay. So buyers are the consumer, people who are with money and who want to purchase some goods or services. So those people, those are buyers. Okay. So next one, sellers. These are the people who offer goods and services to the buyers. So through the website, these people only will offer the products and services to the buyers. Okay. Next one is the producers. These are the people who create the products and services that the seller offer to buyers. Okay. So these are producers or the manufacturer. They manufacture the good and they give to the seller, and seller gets the good from the manufacturer and give it to the consumer. So the brief history of e-commerce. So in 1970s, e-commerce meant a facilitation of commercial transaction electronically. So 1970s la pathina, so data exchange. Okay, they know what is e-commerce means. They know what is electronic data exchange and electronic fund transfer, allowing business to send commercial documents like purchase orders or invoices electronically. So இதுதான் e-commerce. Only purchase order documents இது மட்டும் தான் அனுப்பிட்டு இருந்தாங்க in 1970s. Then after that 1980s, the growth and acceptance of the credit card, automated teller machines, telephone banking and airline reservation came into existence. Okay, so 70s only சும்மா document அனுப்புறது அந்த invoice அனுப்புறது மட்டும் தான் இருந்தது. Then after that credit cards டெவலப் பண்ணாங்க. But it was not popular among many people. Only few people were using the credit card, and the ATM came into existence. Okay, so through telephones they were doing the commerce, okay, doing the trade. And airline reservations, so since it is an online service, it was introduced in the year. Okay, so next one, in 1990s the internet commercialized. So 1990s only internet become very popular and many users came to know what is e-commerce, and they came to visit many dot coms, so different types of websites that offers different products and services. Okay, so innovative applications ranging from online direct sales to e-learning experience. Okay, so it become direct service. So the business people, the seller, okay, the company and the consumer, they have the direct contact. Okay, in before that there were many salespersons. They will be taking their goods and giving it to the consumer. Whereas the here after in 1990s, the business people and the consumer has a direct contact, and they have different types of applications. So multiple applications, okay, to buy their products. So the process of e-commerce, just a overview, this we know very well. Okay, so we are doing so many times. So those who are placing your order in Flipkart, Amazon, and you know many of the websites, online websites, okay, how to buy things. Okay, so the person who is placing his order in a cart, and he is paying his amount through the credit card, and it is placed in the internet and sent to the business people. And from the business people, the people see the order and send the order to the warehouse, and from the warehouse the goods are transferred to the consumer. Okay, and there are different types of e-commerce. Okay, so in e-commerce mainly two people are involved. One is the business people, another one is the customer. Okay, so the e-commerce may be between business to business people, or business to consumer, or consumer to business, or consumer to consumer. So for that only I have given the table. So in row wise you have a business and consumer, and in column also you have business and consumer. So business to business, that is called B2B. Okay, so business to consumer, that is called B2C. Consumer to business, that is called C2B, and consumer to consumer is C2C. Okay, and what is business to business? So two business firms, they are communicating with each other. Okay, so there may be different types of websites you would have seen. For example, Alibaba, they have a separate platform to get their products from different companies. Okay, so that is called business to business transactions. Okay, business to consumer, that we all know. So what we are buying through online, so buying different types of goods in Amazon, Flipkart, and so many things. Okay, so next, consumer to business. So consumer to business means in a particular company or particular firm, they may offer different service or different products, and they will some persons may ask request to the firm for the products or services that will be done by an individual person. An individual person will be given set of services or products to be sold among the consumer. Okay, so this type of transaction is called consumer to business. And the next one is consumer to consumer. Consumer to consumer means, so the consumer, one who is buying the product, after some time they may not satisfied with the product or they don't need the product, so they want to sell the product to other customer. That is called consumer to consumer. For example, eBay. In eBay, all the second hand things will be sold. Okay, people, those who want to buy things, okay, in a lower price, they'll go to eBay. So in Indian concept, for India, it is a OLX. So we place all our used goods, and that will be bought by the other consumer. So this type of transaction is called consumer to consumer. So that the examples they have given, B2C, that is business to consumer, means Amazon, Snapdeal, Flipkart. Consumer to consumer is a eBay or OLX or Quaker. B2B is a TPN.com. So consumer to business means the price line. So the particular service or product given to an individual person, that will be sold by a particular person. So there are major two categories if we classify this: business to consumer and business to business. These two are the major categories, and other two types are the subcategories. Okay, consumer to consumer, okay, and consumer to business. And there is one more type of transaction, that is mobile commerce. So all those I have said, business to business, business to consumer, consumer to business, all that were done through a computer. And nowadays we are doing all the transactions in our mobile itself. So it is called mobile commerce. Okay. So benefits of e-commerce. So generally the benefits of e-commerce can be classified into two types: benefits to organization and benefits to consumer. Okay, so benefits to organization, the organization, one who is selling the goods or services, they should have some benefits, and the person, one who is buying, that is the consumer, he also should have some benefits. So in both the way, both the person should have benefits, then only they will use a particular concept. Okay, so e-commerce should be beneficial to both the organization and the consumer. Okay, so now benefits to organization. What are the benefits? You would have understood by now. So from the explanations I have given you, or now you are exposed to so many information. Okay, so the benefits to organization is what? So it gives e-commerce gives a global reach. So the product can be viewed by all over the world, and it is exposed to different types of people, different society, and different categories of people. Okay, so that is global reach. At a time it is viewed, or it can be seen by different types of people. That is global reach. Cost reduction. So the cost may be, since the promoting marketing process may be less, since it is exposed to so many people at the same time, so the cost may be reduced. Okay, so extended hours, so it may be available 24/7 to all the people. So if you are busy at daytime, you can see your products at night. So whenever you are free, you can see the products in your free time. Okay, so customization according to the customer. So the according to the type of the customer, so the products are exposed in different ways. So improved customer relationship. So here they have a direct contact with the customer. So the customer relationship is improved through this e-commerce. Then benefits to consumer. So in our business business point of view, we have seen what are the benefits to the organization. Now we should know what are the benefits to the customer, that consumer. Okay, so they have, if you go to a shop, one shop, you will see products in a one shop. Okay, if you are not satisfied, we'll go to the other shop to buy the different products. Whereas you can see all the shops at the same time, and you can go through different types of products and their features, and you can compare the cost, everything. Okay, so more products and more services are available in e-commerce, and cheaper products and services. So you can compare the price, and the cheaper products can be bought by the consumer. Okay, and you have an instant delivery. Okay, the products are delivered instantly. So after there are when once they place the order, it is delivered, okay, within few days, or some products immediately they are delivering. Services, not only products, services. When you request for a particular services, it is immediately delivered to you. Services, for example, online reservation, ticket reservation you are using, no? So when you reserve for a airline or a train, or nowadays you are reserving tickets in cinema theaters, okay, so when you reserve, at once it is allocated for you. So that is a instant delivery. So information availability, so the information is available always. So whenever you want to see the information, you can see, and you have lot of informations to be viewed, and you may be exposed to variety of informations. Okay, so this e-commerce has different applications in business. So that is eBay, instant messaging, online shopping and order tracking, online banking, shopping cart software, and teleconferencing, electronic tickets. So these everything is a business applications of e-commerce. Okay. So far we have seen what is e-commerce. Now we are going to see about e-business. Okay. So e-commerce will occupy a smaller area. It is a narrow concept, whereas e-business has a wider concept. Okay. So e-business is the electronic connection of business operation to the customer, supplier, employees, and other partners. Okay. So e-commerce means buying and selling goods, only business and the consumer. Okay, the organization and the consumer. Okay, between two people. Whereas here, so not only buying and selling goods, so the maintaining the business over the internet. So the informations that should be passed through the employees. Okay, and information of the supplier and the partners. If they have business partners, they can have a electronic transactions between their business partner. Not only the buying and selling of goods, but the existence of a business over the internet. So e-business refers to a broader definition of a e-commerce, not just buying and selling goods and services, but also servicing customer, collaborating with the business partners, conducting e-learning, and processing electronic transactions. Okay, so it is a wider or broader concept than the e-commerce. Okay, so the components of e-commerce, there are different types of components we have given, so which are connected to the e-commerce. So just when you look at the diagram, you will understand. So the online services, okay, and what are the different concepts involved, the collaborations of different business people, and electronic transfer with the firm, business intelligence, customer relationship management, supply chain management, enterprise resource management, and e-commerce. These everything, each one is the components of e-commerce, e-business. Okay, sorry, e-business. And the main component of e-business is CRM, that is customer relationship management, and ERP, enterprise resource management. So these two are the main concept components of e-business. Okay. Next, we are going to see different features of e-business. Okay. So, the main two different features of e-business is a net economy and e-business, market participants in e-business. So, net economy in e-business, market participants in e-business. Okay. So, what is net economy in e-business? What is market participation in e-business? So, this net economy in e-business means when we are placing our order or products or service to the people, okay, so that should be compared with other products and services offered by different organizations. Okay, so the range of business is determined by the economy. So now I am exposing my product and services to the consumer, and how far it will reach, how it will compete with other organizations. Okay, so this is refers to the commercial use of digital data networks for handling informations, communications, and transaction process. So how many people will view my particular website and how many people will come in contact with the particular websites. So this is called net economy in e-business. Okay. So next one, market participants in e-business. So when you are exposing your product or services, you should know what kind of people that are going to see your product or services. So who will come and see your websites? The different types of people you should determine. So according to that, you have to develop your websites. So it should be understandable or it should be easily attractive, and it will give you a good relationship, good rapport with your consumer. According to that, you should design your e uh, e-business. Okay. And generally speaking, these various market participants can be divided into three types of people. One is business, consumer, administration. Okay. These, depending on these three types of people, we can have different types of transactions. That is three types of people, and you have 9 types of transactions you can have it in your e-business. Okay. So next, potential benefits of e-business. More products. So what are the benefits? So from e-commerce we came into e-business, and what should be the benefits of e-commerce? More product and service selections, higher productivity, improved accessibility and convenience, better availability of information, shorter lead time, and improved communication, stronger competitive positions. Okay, so these are the benefits of e-business. Okay, so it is maybe more similar to e-commerce, but it has some advanced benefits than the e-commerce. Okay, next we are going to see the functions of electronic business, that is functions of e-commerce. So most important role of e-business is electronic value creations. So we should create a value. So everything has a value. Okay, nowadays you know the TRP, suppose TV program means we have a higher TRP than the other channels. So likewise, when you are posting our products or services, we should have a higher higher what is it, like same thing, higher TRP. So our website should be seen by most of the people. So for that, what are the things should be done? Okay, structuring value, selection value, matching value, transaction value, coordination value, and communication value. So structuring value means an online offer achieves an overview of larger quantity of information. So when I go to this particular website, I can give the maximum amount of information about the product or services. So the consumer, when they come into your particular website, they should have gained more information than the other websites. So structuring value. Next, selection value. An online offer provides specific database informations upon request. So suppose if they are asking, so you have listed out many informations, but they are asking some more additional information, so you should provide the database that will clarify their doubts. Matching values. An online offers make it possible to merge inquiries from suppliers and buyers more efficiently. Okay, so the bargaining of cost. So between supplier and buyer, okay, this is the cost, whether I have any discounts. So these type of doubts can be clarified. So matching values. So the value of your product should be satisfiable by the consumer. Okay. Transaction value. An online offer makes a business more efficient. So transaction. To for a time, many websites you would have read. So there won't be any transaction amount. So just the product amount you will pay. There is no transaction amount. Okay. So according to that, the website or the website has to be created. Coordination value. An online offers allows different providers to better combine the services. Okay, so I am in one website, I need to know other services, so other websites also can be linked to through these websites. Okay, so from the websites I can have a link to other websites which offer similar services. So this is called coordination value. So next one, communication value. An online offer improves communication between different consumers. So the material, the information you are providing on a website should be clear and it should be simple and understandable by the consumer. Then only he will opt for your product or services. So depending on which type of value the company decides to pursue, they can choose one or more value activities. For example, the collection, structuring, pre-selection, summary and distributions of information. So also called digital information product. So okay, any product will have a digital informations in your websites. Okay, so the electronic value creation process involves the following: collecting the larger quantities of informations, processing the informations, transferring the final information product and repeat this product. Okay, so to create a value for our uh, e-business, okay, for the process we need to do all these things: collecting larger quantities of informations to identify data relevant to the product. Okay, so whatever the data that is relevant to the product. So when I go for a product or service, I should have maximum and I should have all the informations about the product. Then processing the information, transforming it into a product. So I am asking, what are, suppose in some websites, what are the things you need, what are the features of the products you are expecting. So you will be selecting different features. So according to that the product will be, so the features you are selecting, through that the product will be presented to you. So that product should be attractive and it should be satisfied by the customer. So transferring the final information product. So after he has given his ideas, I need a product which has these are the features, these are the qualities. So depending on that you are offering a product and that should be transferred to the consumer in a negotiable rate. Okay, repeat this process, and this process has to be repeated to maintain a good rapport between the customer and the organizations. So new business rules from e-business. So in day-to-day world, you have different business firms. When they come to e-business, what are the new rules they have to follow? So customer determine everything. Okay, the consumer. So the business people, they are not defining their own rules. They are studying the mentality of the customer, and according to the mentality and expectations and the need of the customer. Customer here means consumer. So may only, so they are developing the e-business. Okay, so knowledge and information become more valuable than the physical assets. So knowledge and information, so the knowledge about the product and the informations, availability of the project and the information, that is the usefulness of the product or the services, that gives more value, that is more valuable than the physical assets. So people want more choices of products and services. So people need more choices. ஸோ இப்போ நீங்கள் கடைக்கே போனாலும் நம்ம ஒரு சாரியோ ஒரு சுடிதாரோ பார்த்து எடுத்துகிட்டு வந்துருவோமா. ஸோ we have seen so many materials, so many shops, then only we will select our product. So according to that the choices should be given to people. So time is present time, distance is zero. So now I need what I want. Okay, that is present time. So I need whatever I need, I get it. Okay, and the distance is zero. So that I need not go to different shops, I need not travel. So the distance is zero and the choices are wide. So I receive whatever I want. So that is the basic rule for e-business. Technology and network determines how the business is conducted. Okay, according to the technology. So according to the electronic device you use and according to the software you use, that determines the business. Okay, if you have a your process, if you have a slower processor, so the website accessing may be very slow. So the processor and the software and the different services, internet services we uses, according to that your business will be more efficient. How, for example, okay, how can an automobile manufacturer apply e-business? Okay, ஒரு ஆட்டோமொபைல் ஒரு மேனுஃபேக்சரர் எப்படி e-business யூஸ் பண்ணுவாங்க அப்படின்னு சொன்னா, so he can use his e-business, he can do his sales through e-business, and he can do his customer service and supplier means the different parts of the automobiles will be supplied to that particular manufacturer. So different suppliers he can maintain, and he can market his product, the product design, what type of product he is going to design. the different types of automobiles we are going to design, that is, and financing, the payment for the products. Okay, and employee training, so to train the employee to make their product, or everything comes under a e-business. So for an automobile manufacturer, he has different types of department, and all these departments can be maintained electronically over the internet. Okay, so the salespersons can be organized and they can be combined through a website, and customer service will be provided through a website, and supplier management will be provided through website. So all these things can be done in a particular e-business. Okay, so the e-business will include all these websites which organize different types of people, or which does different types of works. Okay, so some of the examples for e-business they have given: Cisco for financial management, Nike for product design, JetBlue Airlines for customer service and ticketing, Dell Computers customer ordering and service, Boeing flight manuals, maintenance documents, separate parts to order, Garden.com dropship, Allied Signal operation scheduling and supply chaining, Starbucks smart cards and WebEx. Okay, these are the examples for e-business. So if you want to have more knowledge about this e-business, you can just put it in the website Google and search for this. What are the things they are doing through the e-business, how they are implementing e-business in their organization. You can learn as a case study. So all these concepts are very simple. Okay, so because of that only I am telling you, you can also read some of the pages on your own. So this diagram tells you what is e-business and what is e-commerce. So e-business is a wider view and e-commerce is a part of it. Okay, so distinguish between e-commerce and e-business. Okay, e-commerce involves commercial transaction done only the commercial transaction. E-business is conduct of business process on the internet. One, not only buying and selling goods, so maintaining the employee and financial management, training the employee, and have a communication with the supplier and the manufacturer. Everything is done in the e-business. So e-commerce is a subset of e-business. E-business is a superset of e-business. And e-commerce usually requires the use of just website. E-commerce ku only website mattum podum. E-business involves the use of CRM, that is customer relationship management, and ERP, enterprise resource uh, persons. So that will be needed in the e-business. E-commerce just involves buying and selling of products and services. So okay, so then e-business includes all kinds of pre-sales and post-sales. So before sales, after sales, what are the things should be done, that also will be included in e-business. So e-commerce is a narrow concept and restricted to buying and selling, whereas so e-business is a broader concept than the, it manages everything: logistic management, using data mining, surveying, supplying chain. Supplying chain means, so how a product can be carried out from a manufacturer to a seller, then the consumer, through which way. So the person, one who is carrying your goods and entrusting it to a consumer. So that follows the chain. How it is from the manufacturing, how it reaches the consumer. That is called a chain, supply chain. So it is more appropriate in B2C, that is business to consumer. It is more used in business to business. Okay, so between two, so most of the supplier he needs, manufacturer he should know, employee. So this is business to business. Communications are done in e-business. E-commerce involves a mandatory use of internet. E-business can involve the use of internet, intranet and extranet. So not only in internet the e-business can be done. So intranet means among the within the company he needs a network, and extranet means between company to company he need a communications. Okay, so example, buying a pen drive from an Amazon.com, Alibaba.com is considered as a e-commerce. Example, you for e-business, use of internet by Dell, Amazon for maintaining business process like online customer support, email marketing, supply chain management. So this is the example for e-business. Okay, so now you would have gained some knowledge about what is e-commerce and what is e-business. Okay, so go through the slides slowly and you will understand. and this is not the paper that can be taught. Okay, so you can also search for different, suppose I have given different ideas. So for amazon.com, you can open and see, so how, what are the different informations they are giving. Now you will be, earlier you would have just to open amazon.com only to order your products. Now you can view and see what are the different facilities they are providing, and you can compare different online websites. Okay, so these are the things you can do by your on your own. Okay, so just go through the slides and understand. If you don't understand, if you have any problem, you can tell me, so I will circulate the notes afterwards. Thank you, girls.